Hola, hola. So here we are, learning targets for the day. Pues yo puedo reconocer los verbos irregulares, conjugar los verbos en el pretérito, crear oraciones completas, responder a las preguntas en oraciones completas. And I know you understood everything because you're in Spanish too, so right? You guys get it. Alrighty. So yo puedo, you guys know I can, right? I can recognize the verbs, the irregular verbs. I can conjugate the verbs in the preterit, and I can create sentences, not just sentences, but complete sentences. And then I can respond to the questions in complete sentences as well. All right, so, oops. So today you guys are gonna get familiar with something that I call the 5Js. In the preterit. And to be able to move on forward with this, remember that we learned how to conjugate verbs in the preterit. And if you guys remember, we had for the regular verbs, we have aste o, amos astes aron, right? Aste o, amos astes aron. And then we also have the er and ir, iste, yo, imos istes yeron. And then you guys also learn some irregular verbs, which were the verbs ir, ser, hacer. So remember, yo fui, I was or I went. Yo hice, I did or I made. Yo di, I gave. And I can't recall what the other one is. And then we also learned how to conjugate cargasar verbs, and those were kind of regular in the sense that they use the regular endings for the AR endings, aste o, amos astes aron, and but then irregularity wasn't that the Joe form, right? If it's a car verb, then it ends in car, it's ge, sar is se, and gar is ge, right? And so now we're moving on to a new set of verbs in the preterit that also have a pattern. So remember that I try to give you these verbs in a pattern so that it's a lot easier for you to group them and be able to recognize them and memorize them. Again, at any point, you can pause this video so that you can also take notes and write any questions that you have any. So 5 Js, let's conjugate these 5 verbs. There's only 5 verbs that you're going to have to memorize. So it's going to be a little bit more less complex. So decir, you guys remember what decir means? I know it's been a while. So decir means to say. And when we conjugate in the present is yo digo, tú dices, él dice, right? Is I say, you say, he says. But we're talking past tense now. So we're going to say I said, you said, he said, we said. So to say I said is yo dije, tú dijiste, él, ella, usted dijo, nosotros dijimos, vosotros dijisteis, and ellos dijeron. Bien. Don't worry about the purple coloring on that. I'm going to show you in the future verbs that you're going to learn the reason why I did that. But as of for now, just those are different endings that you're going to have to memorize. They're like a combination. They're irregular verbs, so that's why they don't follow the normal endings of y, iste, yo, imos, istes, hicieron. So it's a little bit different, right? Now, what do I call them the 5 Js? Can you guys figure out what do we call them the 5 Js? And you should now by now notice the pattern, right? We have a J for each one. Dije, dijiste, dijimos. And that's going to be your root, right? That's going to be the root of your conjugation. You're going to have that this root right here, dij. And then so the next verb is, let's see, traer. Who remembers what traer means? Traer means to bring. And in the present tense, when we conjugate, that is yo traigo, tú traes, él trae, traemos, traes, traen. But now we're going to talk past tense to mean I brought, he brought. You know, in the present is I bring, you bring, he brings. But now it's going to be I brought, he brought, she brought, etc. So it will be yo traje, Tú trajiste. Can you guess what's the next one? I hope you guys were right. Trajo. What would the next one be then? Look at the patterns for the endings. Trajimos, we brought. Y'all brought. Trajisteis, and they brought. Y'all brought. Trajeron. Okay? So pretty simple. They have the pattern of they follow the same endings, right? So far they're the same endings. And then again, they're 5 J's because again, they have the J's in it, right? The next verb is conducir. Who remembers what conducir means? Yes, to drive, right? To drive. Think of the word to conduct. If you conduct, you're in charge, you're driving, right? So, conducir. So that's I drive. Yo conduzco, tú conduces. But we're talking past tense. I drove, you drove. So the first one will be yo conduje. And then you guys can do pretty much the rest on your own once I give you the first word. So what would the next one be? Yeah, I hope you said it. Condujiste. Then condujo, what would be we drove. Condujimos, y'all drove. In Spain, condujisteis. And then they drove, y'all drove will be condujeron, of course. Perfect. So again, pretty simple. They all follow the J's pattern, and then the endings are the same for each of these 5 verbs. Iste o himos, iste, hicieron. So now we have producir and cognate verb, right? Looks like the word in English, sounds like the word in English, means the same word in English, right? To produce. So, yo produzco, tú produces, él produce, that will be present tense, but we're talking past. I produce, you produce, etc. So that will be produje, produjiste. You guys tell me the rest. Produjo, what will be we produce? Produjimos, you all produced. Produjistes, and they produced. Again, we're talking past tense, not present tense. Produjeron, right? And then that leaves us with our last verb that has same patterns. Traducir means to translate. And then the first conjugation for I translated, it will be traduje. And then you guys can figure out the rest of that, right? So traduje will be, you informal traduce. Tradujiste. Tradujo, we translated. Traducimos. You all translated, tradujisteis, and then they translated, you all translated, tradujeron. So to be able to do the work, make sure that you have taken these notes so that you can actually be able to do the work. If you don't have these notes in front of you, will be challenging to follow my lead in the next couple of slides for the explanations. Bien, okay, so vamos a practicar con las conjunciones. So ella traducir. Just yell it out, top of your lungs. Wake up your whole family. Let's go. Yes, so ella tradujo, right? Okay, give me the next one. What would that be? Yeah, of course, you're looking at your notes, so you cannot give me the wrong answer. Then tú traer, trajiste, right? Ellos traducir. Yes, tradujeron. And then now let's move on. How are you going to put these verbs into practice? How are you going to put this in context? ¿Sí? Entonces, práctica de los verbos en contextos. Entonces, tenemos ejemplos, ¿verdad? Y ejemplo número 1, vamos a llenar en el blanco, ¿sí? A llenar en el blanco. ¿Bien? Entonces, necesitan los verbos, ¿sí? Tenemos 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 verbos. Bien. Y van a llenar en el blanco usando los 5 verbos. Bien. Entonces, ellas, blanco, las palabras de inglés a español. So, of course, you're in Spanish too, so this is basic vocabulary that you should have mastered, right? So they blank the words of English to Spanish, from English to Spanish. So necesitan mirar los verbos. Ellas traducir las palabras de inglés, ellas traer las palabras de inglés, ellas conducir las palabras de inglés, ellas decir las palabras de inglés a español o ellas producir las palabras, ¿verdad? Entonces, es lógico ellas traducir, pero necesitan conjugar el verbo. So what will the conjugación be of traducir for saying they translated the words from English to Spanish? So again, you just look at your notes and you write it in. This is just práctica, práctica, práctica. Bien, there's no other way to master these verbos, but just put them into practice and use them in context. Nosotros blank a la escuela hoy. So, nosotros to the school today. ¿Qué es lógico? Nosotros traducir a la escuela hoy, nosotros conducir a la escuela hoy, nosotros decir a la escuela hoy, nosotros traer a la escuela hoy, nosotros producir. So, lo lógico es nosotros conducir, bien, a la escuela. Y necesitan conjugar el verbo con nosotros, right? Nosotros condujimos a la escuela hoy. We drove to school today. En último, last one, mi maestra, blank, adiós a los estudiantes. ¿Qué es lógico? Mi maestra traducir a los adiós, mi maestra conducir adiós a los estudiantes, mi maestra traer, mi maestra decir a los adiós a los estudiantes. Entonces, comprendemos que decir es lógico, ¿sí? Mi maestra dijo adiós a los estudiantes. Bien, entonces los verbos están en contexto. Escribe la conjugación y el verbo correcto. Bien, muy bien. Next. Ejemplo número 2. Van a crear oraciones completas, ¿sí? Crear oraciones completas. Entonces, ellas necesitan los verbos, right? So I can pick any of the 5 verbs. I have 5 verbs to make sentences with, right? So this is my sentence. Ellas. What do I need for a complete sentence? I need my who, the person that is doing the action. Then I need my verb, whatever the action is. So they translated, what did they translated? Then now what do I need in a complete sentence? Parts of speech, subject, verb, and then now my predicate. They translated the words. Okay, can you stop there? No, you guys know more than that. So I need you guys to give me complete sentences, but that has detail. Who, what, when, where, why. ¿Quién, cuándo, por qué, cuánto. Bien. Ellas tradujeron las palabras, they translated the words, en la clase de francés, in French class. Who knows? You guys have enough vocabulary that you guys can make that up. Another ejemplo. Nosotros, that's my subject. I'm going to use for my complete sentence my subject nosotros, my verbo condujimos. We drove, okay? And then what else did I need? My predicate for this complete sentence, right? We drove, what did we drive? El carro, nosotros condujimos el carro. To where, a dónde, cuándo, por qué, de mi padre anoche. So again, we need the subject, the verb conjugated, and then the predicate, whatever is said about the who or the what. Do not give me those simple sentences because at this point, all of you are capable of pushing yourself to write more complex sentences. And then this is not even that complex, right? It's just adding details. Muy bien. And then la última práctica, número 3, responder a las preguntas. Sí, tenemos que practicar responder a las preguntas. Entonces, tengo fotos, mis amigos, tengo la foto de el maestro, bien, y entonces responde escribiendo oraciones en el pretérito. Oraciones completas. Bien. Entonces, ¿quién dijo buenos días? ¿Quién means who? That comes from the verb decir, to say. So, who said buenos días? If we look at las fotos, well, lo lógico es el maestro, ¿correcto? Entonces, well, ¿quién? Well, el maestro. Who? The teacher, right? And then answering a complete sentence, the teacher said good morning. El maestro dijo buenos días. Bien. La siguiente pregunta. ¿Quién condujo a la escuela? ¿Quién? ¿Quién? ¿Mis amigos? ¿O quién? El maestro. Condujo, well, condujo we know means to drive. So who drove to the school? So in this case, mis amigos. Mis amigos condujeron a la escuela. My friends drove to school. And another type of question could be a personal question. If I ask you, ¿condujiste a la escuela ayer? Notice that I'm not asking who, I'm saying, did you drive, right? Condujiste, this puts it in the past and is conjugated in the you informal form. So I'm asking you, did you drive to school yesterday? So when you respond to the question, you're not going to tell me condujiste, sí condujiste, right? Because I'm asking you, did you drive? We know we have to make the switch to I drove. Yes, I drove. No, I didn't drive. So if you answer yes to the question, sí, yo conduje a la escuela ayer. Yes, I drove to school yesterday. Remember, acento over the I to mean yes, no acento means if. And if you say I did not drive, no, I didn't drive. So no, yo no conduje a la escuela. No, I did not drive to school yesterday. Bien. And again, this is just a variation of type of questions that I could ask you. And then es todo. That's it. Es el fin. Hasta luego.